Good morning, MPC. Welcome sa second press conference for this day, Bangon Marawi press conference. Good morning, si Secretary General Falcone Miliar, Secretary Ed Rosario, and soon to be General Colonel Romeo Brownard, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, beautiful ladies and handsome gentlemen of the Malacañang Press Corps. We start with a positive note on the progress of our rehabilitation efforts. Task Force Bangon Marawi is currently conducting a profiling survey called Katanor, which aims to collect the number, location, and status of internally displaced persons and returnees of Marawi City to help the government improve its delivery of services, as well as enhancing better design programs and projects for the recovery of Marawi City. To know more about Katanor, let's watch this video.
Isa sa pinakamahalagang aktibidad na pinagkakaabalahan ngayon ng Task Force Bangon Marawi o TFBM ay ang Katanor o ang profiling ng bawat internally displaced person o IDP ng Marawi City. Matapos ang pilot testing ng Katanor sa Sagunsongan Transitory Site sa Marawi City noong nakaraang buwan, formal na itong sinimulan ng TFBM sa Iligan City, ang kalapit na lungsod ng Marawi kung saan nakabase ngayon ang iilang mga lumikas na IDPs. Sinimulan ang profiling ng mga Iligan-based IDPs sa covered court ng Barangay Ubaldolaya noong araw ng Linggo, 7 ng Oktubre. Kinabukasan, araw ng Lunes, ay dinagsa naman ng mga Iligan-based IDP ang Katanor sa covered court ng Barangay Upper Hinaplanon. Isa sa mga nagparehistro ay si Rasad Tumawis, 24 anyos, orihinal na residente ng South Madaya proper, Marawi City. Ayon kay Rasad, alam nila ang kahalagahan ng Katanor kaya pinaglaanan nila ito ng oras upang matanggap nila ang mga benepisyong ipapamahagi ng gobyerno. Si Rasad at ang kanyang pamilya ay nagdala lamang ng tig-2 valid IDs para makarehistro upang ipresenta ng pamilya Tumawis ang kanilang mga valid IDs sa unang bahagi ng profiling kung saan ay ibinirepika ito ng mga enumerator sa master list na hawak ng TFBM. Maliban sa pamilya Tumawis, sumailalim din sa Katanor si Salik Maniri, 46 anyos, kasama ang kanyang asawa at 3 mga anak. Para sa pamilya Maniri, ang Katanor ang magiging mas maaasahang basihan ng mga government at non-government agencies sa pamamahagi ng kanilang mga benepisyo. Layunin ng Katanor na makakalap ng bilang, lokasyon, katayuan at iba pang impormasyon tungkol sa bawat internally displaced person mula sa Marawi para matulungan ang pamahalaan na mapabuti ang pagbigay ng serbisyo nito at sa paggawa ng mga proyekto para sa pagbangon ng lungsod.
Ang TFBM ang magiging repository o magkakaroon ng may-ari nung resulta nitong Katanor profiling. We will ensure na yan ay hindi ma-access ng kung sino man. Kung isang government agency ay mangangailangan ng data, ay sila ay kailangan mag-request in writing sa TFBM at yun lang data na kailangan nila ang i-release.
Upang makasali sa Katanor ang lahat ng heads of household at household members na edad 5 taong gulang pataas ay kailangan dumalo upang ma-profile, habang ang 14 na gulang pataas ay kinakailangan na magpresenta ng 2 government-issued identification forms o IDs. Ang sumusunod ay ang Katanor schedule para sa Iligan City. Magkakaroon lamang ng registration center ang TFBM sa Iligan City at Marawi City. Para sa mga IDP na naninirahan sa ibang lugar, inirerekomenda na dumalo sa schedule ng barangay sa Marawi. Ang Katanor sa Marawi ay isasagawa sa buwan ng Nobyembre. Para sa detalye ukol sa schedule ng Katanor, antabayanan lamang ang anunsyo ng TFBM Facebook page. Maaari ring makipag-ugnayan sa hotline ng TFBM 0921-468-3930 or 0966-355-9652. Kasama si Wilnard Basilonia para sa Bayan, Sweet Lukman, Philippine Information Agency.
Back to the updates on Kawiyagan or Livelihood. the Task Force Bangon Marawi continues to provide businesses and livelihood interventions for the Marawi residents through the implementation of Kawiyagan, a Maranao term for kabuhayan or livelihood. It is a livelihood program supporting the recovery and redevelopment of various industries and the local economy in the conflict-affected Marawi City. Task Force Bangon Marawi and its partner humanitarian organizations remain steadfast in equipping residents of resources and capability while retooling the whole-of-nation approach through livelihood convergence interventions. This activity highlighted the synergy among Task Force Bangon Marawi member agencies. On food security convergence for Marawi, under Food Security Convergence Initiatives, the Convergence Project Monitoring Team, consisting of government line agencies and humanitarian organizations under the Task Force Bangon Marawi Subcommittee on Business and Livelihood, have conducted a food security assessment through a joint monitoring exercise to track the progress of agricultural activities of the IDP farmers in Barangay Dulay Proper, Marawi City. This aims to evaluate the livelihood outputs, including the expansion of their farming areas and harvested agricultural products. It also includes facilitating factors which help them to generate income through food security program. The monitoring team documented the successes of the farming projects and the underlying gaps confronted by the IDP farmers. Task Force Bangon Marawi and its partner humanitarian organizations have identified some sensible indicators to measure the impact of providing agricultural programs in Marawi City. On DICT's Infotech assistance to IDPs to help address unemployment, the DICT, or the Department of Information and Communication Technology, implemented the Rural Impact Sourcing Technical Training for Information and Technology Intellectuals within Marawi City and its neighboring municipalities affected by the siege. Aside from assisting the IDPs to become technology ready, the agency aims to increase their capabilities and enable them to land on ICT-related jobs. The RIS training recognizes the role of micro, small, and medium enterprises to provide employment opportunities. By increasing the competency of these talents, this training will also serve as an avenue to promote the use of e-commerce by MSMEs while reducing the unemployment rate in the conflict-torn city. On Marawi water system rehabilitation, on sustenance, the Asian Development Bank has committed to support the rehabilitation of Marawi's water system through its Urban Climate Change Resilient Trust Fund. ADB pledged $5 million for the rehabilitation and replenishment of the water pipelines to serve the Marawi City. On the interventions of the National Youth Commission for Marawi Youth, the National Youth Commission eyes to implement more programs and projects for Marawi youth affected by the conflict. Recently, the Commission has tapped various Task Force Bangon Marawi subcommittees to start the conduct of programs targeting out-of-school youth, professionals, and students ages within 15 to 30 years old. About 5 NYC project proposals were approved and sought to be implemented until December of this year, which addresses needs such as youth empowerment, augmentation of mental health and psychosocial services, setting up child and youth-friendly spaces, and establishment of youth hub in one of the transitional sites in Marawi City. On internally displaced persons, as of September 2018, the total internally displaced persons is now 11,949 families, down from 76,284 families last January 2018. On transitional shelters, as of September 2018, the total number of transitional shelters numbers to 1,522 units from Sagunsongan, Bakwit Village, Angat Buhay Program, and Bahay Pag-asa. These transitional shelters are provided with common facilities such as temporary learning shelters, prayer rooms, livelihood centers, police outposts, and wet and dry market. On the second site for transitional shelter, there is an ongoing development on Barangay Buganga, which will house 1,500 units of temporary shelters, 1,000 on the Lakeview and 500 on the lakeside. And to date, more than 600 out of the 1,500 units have been completed in various stages. On livelihood, a business and livelihood convergence seminar workshop was held from 3rd to the 5th of September, which was organized by the Task Force Bangon Marawi, DTI Region 10, and World Food Program to integrate all livelihood interventions in Marawi City. This was attended by Task Force Bangon Marawi Chairman, Secretary Eduardo Del Rosario. On geotagging activities, geotagging activity of Land Resource Management, or the Cambisita 2, is ongoing, which started last October 9 and which will last until December 9, 2018. The Cambisita 2 aims to define metes and bounds of lots, identify land and the structure owners and possessors, assess cause of damaged structures, identify residents per structure, determine right-of-way coverage, and profiling of MAA residents with biometrics. On Bangon Marawi bonds, a Marawi bonds meeting was held, which was spearheaded by Task Force Bangon Marawi, Department of Finance, Bureau of Treasury, and Pag-ibig Fund. There's an ongoing negotiation with an outfit for TV commercial. The TV commercial shooting with Robin Padilla being the lead endorser will be done within October. And the target launch will be first week of November 2018. Robin Padilla agreed to endorse the Bangon Marawi bonds pro bono or free of charge. On the indicative MAA rehabilitation timeline, we maintain the completion of the rehabilitation projects by fourth quarter of 2021. Groundbreaking is slated on October 17. That's all for my updates. I now give the floor to Secretary Eduardo De Rosario, Task Force Bangon Marawi Chairman.
Okay, thank you very much, Ace. Good morning to all of you. So we are ready for the Q&A.
Questions, MPC? Joseph?
Sir, so October 17, anniversary na ng Liberation. Any word on the date of the groundbreaking, sir? Kasi mag 1 year na tayo.
Well, actually, we are already prepared for the groundbreaking. Our people are now on the ground preparing for this. And since October 17 is very significant as the declared date of liberation of Marawi, as declared by our President, so we find it fitting that the groundbreaking will be on October 17 also.
All right, sir. That's very good. So that means, sir, that we have a consortium already that's going to undertake the rehabilitation program.
Actually, as we have stated during our last press conference, that the joint venture agreement was not allowed because the project stipulated in the Marawi rehabilitation does not entail implementation, or the procuring does not entail applying the joint venture agreement. So we are now conducting negotiated procurement, and in the first award, it was given to PINMAT. PINMAT Corporation will undertake the debris clearing, the initial pilot, worth 75 million. So PINMAT is a local company, a AAA, and we have awarded already that 76 million, so that the groundbreaking immediately after PINMAT can undertake the debris clearing in the pilot area, which is about 6 hectares.
After the debris clearing, what are the more visible aspects of rehabilitation that the public may see in Marawi?
Well, immediately after the debris clearing, we will undertake the road networks construction with underground utilities. Once it is done, we will now proceed with the vertical structures. Construct 320 classrooms, 24 barangay centers, convention center, the Grand Central Market, School for Living Tradition, a 4-story parking area, and so forth.
Sir, these projects that you mentioned, sino po yung mag-undertake nito? I think we discussed this before, no?
It will now be subjected to negotiation.
Negotiate.
It could be FINMAT or whoever will be the partner of the national NHA, National Housing Authority, because the authority to undertake the implementation of the Marawi rehabilitation was given to the National Housing Authority. And it is NHA that organized the Bids and Awards Committee and the technical working group to screen potential contractors or developers.
Sir, what's the status po? Di ba may kinakausap kayo na second bidder, I think? What happened to that?
The Power China
Yes.
was the second bidder. They partnered with PINMAT, and it's a 75-25% arrangement.
But right now, sir, ang pinaka-in charge muna nila is debris clearing.
Debris clearing, which
The road-
will be undertaken by FINMAT.
At yung road network, sir, and then the vertical structures, hindi pa natin sigurado if they're the ones who going to do it?
Yes, because there will be negotiation.
Alright, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Joseph. Rose?
Sir, ano po yung bagong target para sa pagbabalik ng mga residents sa Ground Zero?
We have the same target.
First
It will be in
quarter.
2020.
First quarter of 2020 pa rin po.
Not later than the second quarter.
So, yun po yung bagong target around second
Basically
quarter.
the same. We told them it will be in the first semester.
Sir, pwede po bang makahingi na po nung consolidated amount ng mga foreign aid para sa rehabilitation ng Marawi? By this time, siguro po meron na po tayo.
Yes, we will provide you with a copy. We'll release that. As of now, we are collating, as the Secretariat is collating from the member agencies, the donations or grants received by each member agencies. And we will be happy to provide you within next week.
Thank you, Rose. MPC question. George Kayelas of CNN. Welcome sa MPC,
Hi,
George.
thank you. Good morning, sirs. Let us clarify, sir. You mentioned that you will start with debris clearing, sir. But as far as we know, you are still looking for more than 50 bombs that did not explode during the siege. So, when will that happen, sir? And how will you start with your debris clearing if we haven't found those bombs yet? Thank you.
Okay, I remember that for the last 9 months, the Armed Forces of the Philippines has been conducting clearing of unexploded ordnances. And we were told that 80% of the ordnances were retrieved and found already. So what we will do now, that the strategy that we will apply is for this pilot project, there will be 6 hectares. Before the contractor will clear the debris, it will be subjected to another clearing of unexploded ordnances. So it will undertake the same process, but we were told that the contractor has the capability to look for unexploded ordnances.
Another follow-up. You have 76 million peso budget for the clearing of the
75
pilot.
million, yes.
Okay, 75 million, sir. That's for the pilot area, for the 6
Yeah,
hectares
six,
only.
6 hectares, yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
MPC questions. Please.
For the debris
please,
clearing
Joseph.
pilot. In the last developer that we had, it amounted to 17.4 billion. But now, in the second developer, before we shifted to negotiated procurement, it was down to about 15 to 16 billion. So we will know as we go along with the negotiation, because everything now is fluid, but we are certain that we are going to lower down the cost. In fact, in debris clearing by the first developer, they place it at 3.25 billion. So 3 billion 250 million. But in the second developer, it was down by 200 million. 3 billion plus 50 million only. Now, in the road networks, in the previous developer, it was 207 million per kilometer, including underground utilities. But in the second developer, it was down again to 175. So we are, I think it's fortunate for us because we are lowering the cost, but with the same or even better quality.
So sir, yun pong working budget nyo is 15 to 16 billion for the
Yes.
whole rehabilitation
Of the most affected area.
MBA. When do you ilang years to sir to take?
It will be completed as presented in the timeline. It will be completed by the fourth quarter of 2021.
Okay, so will the President grace the groundbreaking?
We are waiting for the final words from the Office of the President, and I think the final word will be given by Monday. If the President could not make it on October 17, we are open to have it 1 week later. But we are now doubling our efforts in the preparation of the groundbreaking activity, because we would like to highlight the importance of this groundbreaking, and the President's presence is very important.
Thank you, sir.
MPC? No more. Kay Colonel Bronner lang, sir. Sir, martial law in the entire Mindanao region is still up. Are you now in the stage of assessing on whether it will be extended or ililift na before December o tatapusin ng December yung martial law?
Well, from the side of the AFP, and when we talk about martial law in Mindanao, it is very effective, no? And the proof of this is during the barangay and SK elections last September 22, the COMELEC said that this is the first time wherein there were no deaths, no, walang namatay po dun sa nangyaring election in Marawi City. No, we recorded some fist fights, but again, this is the first time that this happened in Marawi City, and we could attribute that to the to martial law, no, because we were able to implement very effectively the total gun ban. So wala po tayong nakita mga baril going around, no, even with the candidates. So we were able to prevent deaths during the prior to the election, during the election, and after the election.
Thank you, Colonel Bronner. MPC, no more question. George.
Sir, habol lang. Okay, Colonel Bronner, sir. How will the recent developments in security and drugs issues sa nearby towns ng Marawi City, how will it affect the efforts of the government to push for this rehabilitation, sir?
We're doing everything in our power to address these issues, no? For instance, the latest incident where 5 PDEA agents were ambushed in Kapay, the AFP is working closely with the PNP on this matter so that we could address issues like this, and we could prevent future incidents from happening that could affect the rehabilitation of Marawi City. Our forces are continuously doing patrols and security operations in the area so that any group who would want to wreak havoc or chaos during the rehabilitation will not be able to do so.
Okay, sir, last na po kay Secretary Del Rosario, sir. So, your discussions with Power China is already done, or meron pa po tayong mga inaayos lang na factors that need to be ironed out? Kung meron man, sir, ano pa itong mga kailangang ayusin?
Remember, the projects in the most affected area have about 24 sub-projects. And we have to negotiate per project. And so far, it's the pilot debris clearing was completed. So after this, the technical working group and the Bids and Awards Committee are conducting in-depth negotiation so that we can get the terms of preference and everything as to the quality and the final determination of the project cost. So everything is being undertaken now to ensure that we get the right price and the right quality.
Okay, sir, correct me if I'm wrong. So, ibig sabihin, sir, halimbawa ito, sub-project 1, itong pilot project ninyo.
Okay.
Okay, and then, the issues on roads.
Road networks, yes.
Exactly. Tapos na po ba ito? Or final na yun? Or are we still finalizing it?
Still finalizing.
Still finalizing
Yes.
it. Okay, so for
We
now...
have to fine-tune everything.
Okay, so for now, what's concrete is that the 6-hectare debris clearing...
Yes. It
is
was awarded last October 3.
All right, sir. Thank you.
That's why we are going to start with the groundbreaking.
Okay. Maraming salamat, MPC. Maraming salamat sa ating guest. At happy weekend sa ating lahat. Back to main studios of Radyo Pilipinas and PTV.